Hey, hello everybody. Father Tom here, getting ready for the upcoming Sunday, which already the first Sunday of Advent. Now it's Advent is, as you know, this preparation for Christmas. It's not Christmas, but I think because of everything going on, I think we're kind of pushed up Christmas even sooner now. But anyway, that's a different topic. I'd like to read from the Gospel of Mark, and it's chapter 13. Jesus said to his disciples, "Be watchful, be alert. You do not know when the time will come. It's like a man traveling abroad. He leaves home and places his servants in charge, each with his own work, and orders the gatekeeper to be on the watch. Watch therefore. You do not know when the Lord of the house is coming, whether evening or at midnight or a cockcrow in the morning. May not come suddenly and find you sleeping. What I say to you, I say to all, watch." The Gospel of the Lord. I know you picked up, I mentioned that the Gospel we read today is chapter 13. When you say, what's the big thing? Well, because we're beginning the Gospel of Mark. Advent marks the new church year. It's like January 1st in the church world, the first Sunday of Advent. And so you would think you would start at the beginning of the Gospel of Mark, not towards the end. It's only 16 chapters. We're at 13 already. But Advent, as I said, I did mention that before, that it's the preparation for the birth of Christ in a way, remembering what took place 2,000 years ago as we ready to celebrate Christmas. That is Advent. But Advent's more than simply remembering what took place 2,000 years ago. Advent also means looking forward to the second coming of Christ. All right? That's Advent as well, that he came once and he's coming again. It's a fancy Greek word called parousia, means coming. And so that's also what led, and this was the emphasis here, and in fact each first Sunday of Advent there's always that sort of theme about the second coming. And so Jesus tells his disciples the little parable about the man traveling abroad leaves home and puts his servants in charge, and they do not know when he's going to return, but they got to be ready, be alert. You see, traveling, especially long distances and maybe going overseas, you really didn't know when you were going to get back. You can get stuck in some terrible weather. You can be away, delayed for months, 6 months, maybe even a year. So it's not like we have our GPS and we check the flight, any delay, and we kind of know when the delay is, or you have a good idea when someone's coming in. Back then, boy, you had to keep your fingers crossed, hope for the best. You had no idea when they would return. Of course, they can't text you and phone you. By the way, I'll be in next week. I'll be here tomorrow. So you had to be alert. You had to be ready. I remember one of my group from my former church. I was not there at the time. They went to Haiti, and they went during the summer, as they did year after year, and spend usually a week there, because they had some parishes. And Haiti had this terrible rainstorm where things were flooded out. Roads were unusable because they were not in the Port-au-Prince, out in the mountains. Luckily though, they were able to make the trip, get out before it got so severe. Otherwise, they were going to be stuck there for a while in Haiti. They're not going to get to the airport. So then you can imagine how they feel like, oh, thank you. Imagine the families are waiting for them. They got jobs to get to. Where are you? I'm in Haiti. I'm stuck. I can't get out. Been weeks, maybe a month. Anyway, so thanks be to God. So that's what I often think about. But also what I think about when I was in grade school, right? Back then they trust you, and in some ways you're not allowed to do it now. Leave the class unattended, right? The teacher would actually leave. They put a little assignment on the board, right? And you were supposed to take care of that and behave yourself, be quiet. Well, that lasted maybe the first 3 or 4 minutes. And after a while, you get a little boy, get a little restless, and the teacher's not here. For some reason, though I did have some late teachers in grade school, most of them were nuns, so you think, well, 3, so you say a few words, and then the talking, and then things seem to just build up. It's like, wow, And then you almost forget that the teacher is going to come back. All right? And now you're getting, sometimes they really get out of hand. You might toss pens or paper at somebody, or it would get loud. And all of a sudden, Sister had to come back. She didn't go on vacation. and she come in, whoa, God, and heaven forbid if you were the one caught doing something, which is never really quite fair because multiple kids, usually, except the girls, they behave themselves, the boys, and you caught standing up, you're the one who got the blame. So it's like that, you forget, hey, stay alert. I mean, sister's gone, but she is coming back. She went down to the office, I don't know where they went or what they did, but that's sort of what the story is here. Hey, he's gone, watch, stay alert. And that's what Jesus says to us, and actually it ends, the last word of this gospel, it says, watch. And it's interesting because right after this, Jesus goes into his passion, which means his suffering, being put to death. So in a way, this is almost his last word from his public ministry. Now you read chapter 14, there's other things that Jesus said. I did look it up. I said, that's the last word he said? No, there's other. But in a sense, his public ministry now comes to an end. And it ends on that word, watch. Be alert. Let's be honest. I would think we'd be maybe honest that we don't really, I guess, maybe I shouldn't speak for everybody, that we don't believe Jesus. Well, maybe we do now as we look around what the world's going on. Maybe we do think Jesus is coming. I know some people hope and pray that he come right now, but I mean, this has been 2,000 years, and well, don't know if that's utmost in our minds. But he could. He could return. Unlike any other religious teacher or the prophets at that time, Jesus never gave us the exact time. You looked at different situations in different religions, they would have given you a date and a time, but not with Jesus. So you hear anybody ever say, well, they know when he's coming, the day, the time. No. No one knows. No one knows. Jesus never told us, the signs, well, people could call them signs, earthquakes, famines, and war, but if you know any history, that's been going on for 2,000 years. And I think somehow we're probably spoiled in America. We've been very spared of any great disasters. Unfortunately, if you lived in a country like Africa, which goes through famines and struggles, it's a part of their life. But now some of it's brought home to us, and we think, oh, therefore it must be the end, because look at what's happening. We have the COVID virus. No. So we do not know when. And if nothing else, I said, you do not know when you're going to, that your own life will come to an end either, do we? We just assume, we think we should live to a certain age, certain old age, and if someone doesn't, we think, oh boy, how unfair, But we never stop and think, once you get in a car, how many people die by a car crash every day? I mean, it can happen. So, and this is not for us to live with anxiety and fear, but just to be ready. To live a life, Lord, if you were to come today, if my life were to end today, I have no fear and anxiety. Not perfect, okay, no one's perfect, but, Lord, you know where my heart is and what I strive to do to try to live a life that pleases you. So as we begin this Advent, yes, we look forward to Christmas and that big celebration, but remember what Jesus said, be alert, stay awake, for he's coming. All right? God bless you. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. And now, as quickly as Thanksgiving has come and has gone, so before you know it, it's going to be Christmas as well. All right? So enjoy this time of year, and maybe have a little peace and fellowship and the joy. God bless you.